Good evening and welcome to another virtual celebration brought to you by your friends here at, now say it with me, Gaaays in Space. Tonight we're joined by two legendary members of the Star Trek Voyager cast, Captain Catherine Janeway herself, KATE Mulgrew, and everyone's favorite EMH, Robert Picardo. Plus, brand new live Trek-inspired musical performances by Joshua Reid-Davis and Kira Knotts. Now, please welcome your host, Dan Deavy. Hello, everyone, and yes, you're not imagining it. I did, in fact, just introduce myself. We did not have time to update the voiceover for that intro, so sorry about that. Thank you all so much for joining us. We are thrilled to be hosting our second virtual event with two incredible guest stars. Everyone, please say hello to KATE Mulgrew and Robert Picardo.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Hi. Thank you so much for joining us.
Delighted to be here.
So now let me also just say real quick, we are Hugh. He is our Chief of Operations. He'll be making sure everything runs smoothly. We also have Walt Ribeiro, who is our Security Chief. And so if you get out of line or any funny business happens, you're out the airlock and he's gonna make it happen real fast. We also have our friend Amy, who is Kate's assistant and the love of our lives at this point, because she has been such a help to GaaaysInSpaaace. It's been incredible. And of course, we have the first gentleman of GaaaysInSpaaace, Mr. Richard Hart, our chief engineer. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into this. Kate, I have to ask, with everything that's happening right now with this, with COVID-19 and the fact that so many people feel so far away from their lives, their loved ones. Some people are, having to isolate alone for all this time. It seems to have a lot of parallels to life on Voyager. And thanks to streaming, a whole new generation of people are watching the show and looking to Captain Janeway for some comfort throughout this. Have you observed that?
Yes, I would be less than straightforward if I said no. I have observed it. I do a little Zoom of my own on Thursday nights with complete strangers, reaching out just to understand, have a better idea of how the pandemic is affecting everybody. So I do understand that, and that Janeway is symbolically a very strong leader and can provide hope. And if I can do that a little bit during this time, I'm very gratified to do so. It's wonderful.
And Bob, how about you?
I have to unmute. If there's too much background noise here, I will go inside. But I agree. There's a tremendous similarity. Yep. Too much background noise, guys. Come back to me on the next question. I'll be inside in a minute. All right.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So you know what? Because we have such limited time and there are so many people here who would love to ask a question, I want to just dive into those fan questions if we could.
Sorry about this.
Who do we have first?
Sure, Dan. Let me look here. I've got Marina Kravchuk. I will promote her into the panelists' view.
Oh, I think I know Marina.
There we go. And Marina, you just have to unmute yourself.
And that worked perfectly. Hi, Kate. How are you?
Hello, Marina. I'm well. How are you doing, sweetheart?
Pretty good. I mean, still alive, hanging in there. Today is actually my day 70 of this strange existence that we all have.
Where are you?
I live in New Jersey, so I haven't been to New York in ages, and I work from home. And
so are you alone, Marina?
No. My parents are here and my grandmother. And my sister is out in Pennsylvania working her tail off. She's as you know, in the ER doc. So.
And how are your parents doing?
Well, we're all trying to take care of each other. So
right.
We've had like minor things where my mother burned her arm, and that was a horrible catastrophe almost because we really didn't want to go to ER. And thank goodness my sister, because we called up and she said, okay, this is what you do. Do not go to an ER.
Good, very good.
Yeah, so first of all, very quickly, congratulations on the Drama League Award nomination for the Half-Life of Marie Curie. This is so well deserved, and I really hope that you get it. And also, I believe Enter Laughing, which is I saw Bob in last summer, got also a nomination for the Outstanding Revival. So fabulous news. My quick question, actually, I would like to, whatever you can share, I would like to hear how the process of writing of the new book is going. Do you find the process, I don't know, liberating because you have more time now, perhaps? Or is it, on the contrary, more, I don't know, stilted because you can't just go out on the trip? You know, you can't just go out for a dinner with friends. Everybody's just kind of...
No. It's very helpful. The whole process of solitude lends itself to the project, and I'm enjoying that. I mean, I'm almost ashamed to say that I'm enjoying this. But it's taken me on an entirely new journey, the novel. And my days are regimented, but at the same time, they're quite free. And I have a great sense of openness and liberty and expectation, while at the same time, a little bit of underlying anxiety, which I think is shared by everyone.
Yeah, of course. So how do you feel the book is going at the sort of the
it's
pace that you expected?
Well, it's going well. I mean, I'm not lazy, so I'm in here every day from 10 to 4 if I can do it. But it's taking me into unexpected places, and it is my first novel. So as you know, I'm sort of accustomed to memoir, and I'm altogether sort of new at the game. So it's great. It's great. If I can stay in the saddle, I think it'll be fine.
Well, I'm really looking forward to reading it.
Thank you.
Best of luck, and thank you.
Thank you so much, love.
Thank you. It's great to see you.
Thank you so much, Marina. And now, Hugh, while you find our next person, Kate, can you tell everyone about the release of the paperback that comes out in just a couple of days, right?
That's nice of you to mention. Yes, my second book, which was a memoir called How to Forget, is having its paperback release, I believe, on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. Tuesday, yeah. Mm-hmm. And that usually shows a resurgence, if not a spike in sales with that, as well as the audiobook, which I think people like to
wonderful
listen to.
Absolutely. In fact, the audio version of your first book, Born with Teeth, actually got Rich and I through our cross-country drive when we moved back to New York.
Really?
Yeah, we made it through and are still a couple afterwards, I think, thanks to the
are
fact that
you guys in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is it?
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Walking down New York streets, you know, kind of almost completely alone. You know, the thing about New York is that the second you step out onto the sidewalk, you get a rush of energy, and, you know, there's that vibe that New York has. It's not here anymore. And it's really...
What do you think is going to happen? How do you see it?
I think that in time, it's going to go back to exactly the way things were. But I think it's going to take a year or two before that ends up being the case. Because initially, even when people say that it's safe to not, you know, have to social distance, people will be nervous. And I think crowds will take people a while to get used to again.
Well, if the virus isn't approved for another year to 18 months, I don't see that New York is going to restabilize until sometime after that. What do you think, Roberto?
This has been an ongoing challenge. Trying to imagine when it will be back safe in New York. Both of my adult daughters, as you know, Kate, have been hunkered down in their studio apartments in New York. I speak to them on FaceTime virtually every day, otherwise text and email, and just to make sure they're doing well and staying well. But just the psychological, and I'm Dan. I'm including you. At least you're with your partner in your confined space. Both of my girls are alone, and it doesn't mean they don't have lots of friends and even a boyfriend. One of them has now, but they can't see them. So I just worry about
Can they
their.
not see them, Bob? Can they not go out for a walk?
My older daughter just had her first visit with her boyfriend of about a year now. They got together in a public place, 6 feet apart with masks on, and had a visit for the first time in several weeks. It's just, I can't imagine. All I want, like any parent, I would love to be able to see them and hug them and make dinner for them and all that stuff that can't be done. And I, of course, am in California, as you could tell by the gardener interrupting my first answer to the question I was asked. But the irony is, if I were in New York with them, I wouldn't be able to be with them anyway. I would just be, 60 or 80 blocks away from them. So
It's got to be hard on you. I would think it would be hard on you. You must miss them.
I have no idea when I'll be, when I will be back in New York. But the much bigger and more important question is, when will New York be more itself, and whether that will take, that will start to happen in the fall. I have so many friends who are actors who work on television shows that are, based on the Eastern Seaboard, as Kate has been working for years in television on the East Coast. Nobody knows when we'll go back to work on.
Well, you know what I read today? Netflix is already shooting in Iceland. They've devised a new way of doing it, whereby everybody is quarantined together, and they shoot it out in about 6 weeks' time. Everybody has to wear a different colored armband according to, I don't know what it is, their health or their position. Everybody's temperature is taken. It's a very sort of rigorous and arduous thing, but they're back in production for a couple of things in Iceland.
And these are existing shows or new shows, Kate?
Shooting right now. I think they're existing. One's called Katya, and the other is a Stephen King book, based on the Stephen King book. I just thought it was fascinating.
Yeah.
And I thought suddenly what streaked across my mind, and let me see if you share this, is that it will increasingly now become a craft for the young, because you have to be hardy, you have to be able to withstand loneliness, you have to be able to sort of embrace isolation for long periods of time. And the rigors of shooting, I just don't know if it's for older people, like, I don't know, John Delancey.
I'm sure the power of Delancey will get him through.
Yeah.
Hugh, do we
It
have?
always does. It always does.
Do we have another question ready to go?
Yeah, I have another video question. Let me bring this person on right now.
All right.
New person, please activate your video.
And unmute yourself.
What a world we're living in now. Huh?
Things you never thought you'd say to another
Intense.
human being, right? Unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself or show yourself.
I've said, Kate, many times, if actors had mute switches, I never would have had a career, because mine would have been activated the moment I spoke.
Garrick, there are two people by this name. You want the other one?
I want the other one. Okay, I'll bring that in.
Got it.
Maybe in the meantime, we can maybe mention that Kate's going to be on Library Love Fest on Tuesday with Virginia Stanley, who she's had a lovely, successful interview with last time, and it'll be a Facebook Live event, so you can tune in via her Facebook page. And what are you and Victoria, or what are you and Virginia going to talk about, Kate?
We're going to talk about the parallels of loneliness in the pandemic and in the book. And I think that was very astute of Virginia Stanley, typical of her to come up with something that would draw everybody together. We're going to talk about what it's like to be stranded in a situation that is pretty harrowing.
I think our next question is ready.
Right?
Here we go.
Yo. I just want to say hi to Robert Picardo and his lovely wife, Elizabeth, and I want to say hello to Kate. Kate, I don't know if you remember me. We shot a PSA video a long time ago, back in the day. We were doing the PSA. It was a really hot set. You were filming Voyager during the time, and it was so hot I kept saying, I'm marinating, over and over again. This is LL Cool J.
Uh-huh. How are you? Garrett?
It's Garrett, yes.
How are you, Garrett? How's your neck? How's your shoulder?
It's right here. You can see the scars. So
What happened to you?
I had spinal surgery. So
Why? What happened?
I had a disc in my neck, which was so it was enlarged, and it was causing mobility issues. So I had to have the surgery. And the funny thing is, when we did that long 4.5-hour Voyager photo shoot, do you remember I was sitting down with the ladies in the beginning? I only chose to sit down because
We're always sitting down with the ladies.
no, I went. No, but Ethan Phillips got there late. And so everyone looks at me like, you're going to let Ethan stand? And I didn't tell everyone that I was dealing with these issues, my health issues at the time.
No, you didn't mention it.
No, I didn't mention it. But I was, if you remember, you shot that PSA with LL Cool, and you called him LL Cool JJ is what you called him. You came back on set.
I tried to add a little something. I gave you a little special something. So are you in pain?
I'm okay right now. I'm okay.
They went in through your thorax. They went in through your. How did
the incision is here? But they were operating on the disc that was pushing up against my spinal fluid and my spinal cord. So
how awful. Well, I hope you're going to be fine, though.
I hope so too. But I know how you added the extra J. It's like you gave a promotion to LL Cool J and not me. So I was a little bummed about that.
Well,
but I know. I feel it. But
cool, JJJ.
Yeah, JJJ. But you remember him saying marinating? Like how it was so hot? He kept saying, I'm marinating. You told us that on a Monday. And it was, I just thought it would be funny to surprise you guys with the LL Cool J thing. Bob, hello. Nice to see you. Elizabeth, nice to see you. That's it. I just wanted to say hi to you. And I'm wishing both of you, all three of you, everybody on this podcast, on this Zoom call, good health and stay safe. And
Thanks, I'm going to go. Garrett. Where are you, Garrett? Where are you?
I'm in Los Angeles. I had the surgery at UCLA Hospital. So,
okay. Yeah, and are things all right with your, you're not quarantining, but you're sheltering in?
I'm sheltering at my parents' place. So I'm in the guest room in Pasadena right now. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, take care of yourself, for heaven's sake.
Thank you so much.
Glad it went well.
Thank you so much, Bob.
You're on the mend. And listen, look at the bright side. If you need a tracheotomy, you're pre-zipped.
You'll get a promotion.
That's one way to put it. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.
All righty. So I'm going to take our other LL and Marina and put them back to attendees. We're getting a little crowded in here.
All right. And while you do that,
I have another announcement, if I may make it. This is the first time you're going to hear it anywhere. For the benefit of the Actors Fund, the full Star Trek cast, as of season 4 on, all 9 of us will be doing a live show for Stars in the House. We'll be doing a live cast reunion for the benefit of the Actors Fund a week from Tuesday on the 26th of May. So I hope you'll tune in and I hope you will donate. It's a great cause. So
please send us the information afterwards.
I will send it. It's very simple. It's starsinthehouse.com. We'll have the info up in the next couple of days.
Very, very worthy cause, because every one of us will now be impoverished, Robert, right? I'm completely out of work. All right, guys, I'm going to have to go shortly. Is there another question I can answer? I've got to get to my...
Yes, actually, real quick, Rich, can you play the short Hello from Fans video? Because we knew we were limited on time. We have some short messages from fans around the world for you guys.
Great.
Hello, I'm Daniel Pando. I'm from Harrison, New Jersey, and I just wanted to thank both of you for being with us tonight. It means the world. Thank you.
Hi, Kate and Bob. It's Sophia from West Sussex, England. Thank you very much for being here tonight. I'm really excited to join you.
Thank you.
Hi, Kate and Bob. This is Maria from Tokyo. Live long and prosper.
Hello, Kate and Bob. This is Sarah from Houston, Texas. Thanks for doing this. Wishing you both health and happiness.
Hi, Kate and Bob. This is Cosmo, James, and Cade from Los Angeles. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Hi, Cosmo.
Your work has brought us such joy over the years. Thank you so much.
Hi, Kate and Bob.
This is Aggie, Thomas,
and Noah.
All the best from Dublin.
Hi, my name is Jennifer, and this is Lana, named after my
did we freeze?
engineer. Saying hi from Houston. Thank you guys for doing this.
Hi, Kate and Bob. This is Paul Adams from Washington, D.C. Thanks for joining the chat.
Did we just lose our internet, Rich?
No, I'm still.
Okay.
That was great.
It was lovely. Thank you.
I'm sorry, we just lost Dan for a moment. Hugh, would you mind taking over for us for a moment?
I'm gonna have to go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. I have an 8:30 and I've got to go. Good to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
I'll see you soon, Roberto. Bye, Amy. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I believe, Rich, we were going to have one more video question. Someone come up to ask a question for Bob.
Yeah, that sounds great. I will be right back.
Okay. All right. So I have somebody named Jason Lee who I'll be bringing on into the panelist group. 1 second.
Oh, and I see everyone in the chat keeps asking if Kate is going to be on Picard, and everyone asks this. So I'll just fill you in right now is that she has not yet been asked, but you know, we never know what the future holds.
But if people were to contact CBS saying they're series favorites to show, you never know.
If you want to tweet CBS and say, bring back Janeway, we want her now, that no one is stopping you from doing such a thing.
All right. Hello, Jason.
Hi, Bob. I just wanted to ask, do you feel fortunate that the last group of actors you got to see was your family cast members from Voyager, as well as the fans from Star Trek The Cruise?
The short answer is yes, I do. Given the fact that the day that we landed from the cruise in Miami was the day that the infectious disease expert from the CDC, Anthony Fauci, said if I were over 60 years old, I wouldn't step onto a cruise ship. We feel, all of us feel, I'm sure everyone that I've spoken to or texted or emailed since the cruise feels very grateful that no one got sick or no one got seriously sick, that we had no, that there was no negative, because it could have been. I mean,
right.
The cruise company screened people, they asked them questions. People that had been in certain parts of the world were told in advance not to travel there because they wouldn't be allowed to board. So I think the cruise company did their job. Thanks to Elizabeth, there were signs that were put up on the ship at her suggestion that said elbow bumps and Vulcan salutes only, so that there was no, so that we limited the possibility of infection. And
they didn't actually do a great job of screening right before we left, because the last passengers in the last hour weren't asked any of those questions at all. So we were actually very fortunate.
Yes. Well, having said all of the business stuff to your question, now the emotional stuff is, of course, it was great that we were able to have that wonderful experience with no negative outcome right before the world changed. And it was great to see all of my beloved Star Trek colleagues and to see that incredibly enthusiastic and joyful group of Star Trek fans. To have that experience right before this was something that I've thought about, I can't tell you how many times, and I feel blessed and lucky in a number of different ways, as I think we all do. So the answer to your question is certainly yes.
The follow-up question I had was, what do you think is going to happen with the Star Trek celebration in Vegas?
You know, I'm sure that whatever happens, it will be according to the recommendations of that time of the CDC and the recommendations of, I mean, I know there's a certain amount of, it's a hard question to answer because there's a certain amount of disagreement in the various states now about going back to work. But I think that the fans will understand, and certainly the actors will do whatever they think is safest for both the fans and for themselves. There is no decision made. I can tell you that no decision has been made at this point. But I think we'll know as we get closer what's going to happen. My guess is that any major events will be postponed and scheduled in the future if it's deemed not to be safe at the time. Nobody wants to have an event where only 30% of the people come, right? So again, I don't have any direct insider information. Please believe me.
Sure.
But,
I'm creation hasn't told you anything, right? And
the best decision will be made. No, hasn't told me, not a word. Haven't heard a single peep.
Thanks for doing this again. Great to see you again.
No, it's great. It's a great group. I am a big supporter of GaaaysInSpaaace, which we have an official acronym of GIS.
Yes.
Now, or is it
Yep. That's how it comes out when we try to say it, via the interwebs with our technical difficulties. Yes. Jason, thank you so much. Hugh, let's queue up the next question. And while you're doing that, Rich, can you play the second slideshow for everyone? We want to remind everyone that Mr. Bob Picardo has been such an incredible ally to GaaaysInSpaaace. He was with us at our third celebration back in 2016, and he has come back many times. In fact, every time I have asked him, he has said, "No problem, Dan, I'll be there." And you can tell from these photos, he has almost as much fun as we do.
Yeah, he's been immensely generous with his time. We are really grateful, and it really helps us organize. Thank you, Bob.
My pleasure. Those are great pictures. You guys know how to throw a picture, I'll tell you.
That is, every one of those pictures takes, about 48 hours of work, Dan?
Maybe a day or so. But it's always worth it. It is always worth it. Okay, Hugh, do we have the next question ready to go?
Video question, yes?
Yes, video question.
Okay, I have a John Tuffarella.
All right.
John, I'm going to promote you to panelist. John, you should be able to unmute yourself and start your video.
There we go.
Hello.
How you doing, John?
Not too bad, Dan. How are you?
Good, good. Good to see you.
Absolutely. It's been too long since we've seen each other in person, my friend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll remedy that as soon as time allows.
Exactly. Bob, this is John.
John, you look like you're dressed in my honor tonight, are you?
Yes, sir. It's a little tight. It's probably about 2 sizes too small. It's been a while, and this whole staying at home for the past several months hasn't helped the ability to wear the smaller size uniforms.
I know that John Delancey has said he needs a little social distancing from his refrigerator.
Him and me both. Mm-hmm. Very much so.
We must then pray for the power of Delancey.
God, yes. We should all be so lucky as to have the power of Delancey. John, what's your question for Bob?
Well, I just wanted to get on here real quick, say, how much the cast of Voyager has meant to me over my life. First as just a fan, and then I've actually become friends, in real life with many of the actors. JG Hertzler lives real close by to me, and he's taken me out with him to Vegas for the past couple of years now, so I've had a chance to meet most everybody. I met you this past year at the GaaaysInSpaaace celebration event at the Piranha nightclub. So that was an honor. So pretty much I just wanted to say thank you. And if you're ever out in New York when this is all said and done, I own Kazon Cards and Games. It's a game store in upstate New York, and you are always welcome here.
Thank you very much. You live, JG lives in Upper New York as well, right? In the Albany area?
Down towards Ithaca.
Oh, Ithaca, forgive me.
Yep.
Okay.
He's about 10 minutes one side, Ithaca. I'm about 10 minutes the other side.
Cool. Well, I appreciate the invitation. I do make it to upstate New York once in a while, and I will remember that. All right. I will show up in. Now, the Kazon, do they have any financial interest in your store?
No. But their namesake was a nickname I used years and years ago in a gaming club that I was part of, so it just kind of stuck. So I went with it when we opened up shop.
The good news is that CBS has not sent you a cease and desist order yet for using Kazon in your title.
I don't technically believe they can. I believe it was a Greek word originally, so I don't think they have a trademark on it.
I'm totally teasing you. And besides, the Kazon were the most
that was definitely a worry.
Villains in all of Star Trek. The Kazon. They looked, you know, I heard them described as spray painted Jimi Hendrix posters. You know, they were not popular villains. I don't know why.
No, not at all.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, John. It's good to see you.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Who do we have up next? Oh, we are Hugh. You are muted.
I'm back. We are Hugh. And we are finally unmuted. Someone named Vida LaFierce.
Vida LaFierce. Yes.
I like that name. That's a great name.
That is a great name.
All right.
Hello.
Oh my God.
Hello, Vida.
Hello. Do excuse the dreadful background and camera angle, but I am representing medical with my blue in honor of Bob, who's been a huge, huge hero to me.
Excellent. And so you are, now for people who don't know, Vida has performed at the biggest event GaaaysInSpaaace does each year, the Wrath of Vegas. Now,
I have.
3 times, is it?
3 times, yeah.
3 times, and every single time she leaves it dead because she kills it. She kills it every time.
Oh, and you know, I do it every week.
And we have missed you so much. So
I miss you guys too. It's crazy.
So glad that you could be here with us and say hello. You're in the UK, so it's probably
what,
1 a.m. for you,
about,
right?
yes, it's 1:30 here. So I just went and did speed face. But there is no such thing as a flattering angle with Zoom. I have yet to find one. So I think I need the camera all the way up there so I can look up at it.
You should put your laptop on a couple of books. That's what I'm doing right now. So it's a little bit more like dead on, and it's not so much with your chin.
I will hold it because I have quite enough chins without the camera adding 10 more.
I do love your lashes. I tried to put on fake ones for the call
you.
tonight, and I failed very spectacularly. So yours
These,
look great.
what you'll see a lot is drag queens will stack them, but I found these just one pair will do. They're by a company called Inglot, INGLOT, and I think they're in the States. They have a store in Vegas, I know that, but they're the best.
Is it hard to blink with those on? They look like they carry a little weight.
These ones are surprisingly light, and once they're on, if you put them on right, you don't even know you've got them on. But they're comfy.
I have a question for you, Vida. I've seen you, to my delight, perform a number of times as you.
I remember meeting you. It was one of the highlights of my life, actually.
Thank you, and mine as well. Now, have you yet had the idea to print T-shirts that say "May LaFierce be with you"?
I have not, but I'm going to have to give you a cut of that now.
I think that's genius.
I love that.
Okay.
I absolutely love that.
Is mind blown. Bob,
See, this is like
perfect.
This is why Bob's one of my
It's
heroes.
wrong friendship. I'll work on one for ours as well, but I think that's a natural.
That is amazing. Thank you, Bob. So, how are you?
Very well. I am. I have to say, Kate said it as well, and we've talked privately about this. We both feel a little bit guilty that the period of lockdown has been personally such a positive experience for us, because I get to spend all this time with Elizabeth,
Hi.
And Kate, is spending a lot of time with her significant other and is busy writing a new book. So while the rest of the world suffers and there's been so much death and the first responder community, the medical community, the essential worker community are putting themselves at risk and having such a challenging time. As I said, I feel a little guilty that which is why I'm devoting a certain amount of time. I've organized this this online benefit for the Actors Fund, where we're getting the Voyager cast together for their very first live stream cast reunion. I was involved for the same organization, the Actors Fund, with the China Beach live stream cast reunion with Dana Delaney and Mark Helgenberger, and that was such a success that I thought I would reach out to my castmates on Voyager to see if they wanted to do the same thing. So I guess to ameliorate my guilt somewhat, I'm trying to look where I can to do a good deed here and there for the people that are that really are suffering the most during this pandemic. And I also get messages from all over the world, frequently from the UK, about how on social media about how different people are responding and the different challenges they have. So it's a very, what can I say? It's just I feel it's a time when I feel very grateful, but also very mindful of the people that are not in the fortunate circumstances that I am.
I totally get the whole feeling guilty thing, because I've been feeling the same. I decided at the beginning of all of this that we individually have very little we can do about it, so you might as well find some positives and latch onto them. So I've been trying to spread that, and I've got so much done. I've noticed for the first time ever that while I'm not being paranoid about being productive, I'm actually being productive, which is great. I can catch up on things, I can catch up with people. And I've never done so much cleaning in my life. And cooking as well. Like, I dread the next time I have to fit into a waste cincher, because there are so many recipes happening. And, I've come up with some new things because I'm writing a cookbook. So some new things to put in there. But you've kind of answered my question about like how you've been spending this weird time.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, the other thing I'm going to, I have a friend in New York who's gathered from my place in New York some equipment and some wardrobe to send me so that I can create some new videos. I do a comical character that I won't mention now, but I put him on Instagram a few times, and I'm going to make some more videos as this character in self-isolation, mostly as a way of it's always to just amuse myself and use my own talents and energy. Whether I'll actually do anything with the little movies that I'm going to make, I don't know, but it's a way of staying engaged and using the time. I think if you really love performing as an actor, you simply you simply perform, put it on film or video or iPhone or whatever, and that's its own reward. You just watch it and go, yeah, that's what I meant to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And the more we see of you on our screens, the better.
Thank you.
Because, I don't know if anyone's ever told you, but you do, yeah, you bring so much joy to people. And thank you so much. Like, you're an absolute hero.
That's very kind. I appreciate it very much. It's great to see you again, and we will...
It's brilliant to see. Hopefully I'll get to see you again soon in person one day.
We'll be in person at a future GaaaysInSpaaace event or elsewhere, I am sure. And the sooner the better.
And I will most certainly buy you a drink.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Vita.
Thank you, Bob. And thanks, guys. I hope everyone's well and staying safe.
Don't forget, may LaFierce be with you.
Yeah, that's a real good one.
That's great.
That's a real good one.
We're poaching that one.
Got some force back here too, so.
I am a huge fan of that, by the way. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. I'll have one made for Bob with extra glitter.
Extra glitter, yay!
Mwah. I hope you're all okay, and I love you loads.
Okay.
Mwah.
Thank you so much, Vita. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. See you
Bye.
soon. Bye.
Now, we are Hugh. While you queue up the next question, I want to ask Elizabeth a question. Elizabeth,
okay.
we've been hearing how, Bob is reacting to this, and obviously it's very good for him to get to spend all this time with you. How is it for you having him home all the time?
Well, I think I've gained about 15 pounds. As you may or may not know, Bob is an excellent cook. And, I'm the person who eats the can of tuna fish over the sink for lunch. And so he's been preparing multi-course meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast is served in bed. I just don't eat that much. And I've been having to work at home, which I can do, but about once a week I have to go into the hospital, which of course we dread. And then when I come back, I take all my clothes off and put them in a pile and immediately into the washing machine to avoid, we're high risk, And so we've been taking a lot of walks. I live near a golf course. We were walking the golf course and we finally got busted.
Yes, we were walking past a sign that said no trespassing regularly, and then
every day, and using their balcony to enjoy cocktails in the evening. So we finally got busted. So we haven't done that anymore. But we're doing some gardening and lots of eating and drinking, and I'm hoping that he's going to write some more Alfonso, the character. So we can film some more of that. We had some really fun times filming Alfonso in Venice and in London.
Elizabeth has previously undiscovered gifts as a producer, as a director of photography.
And prop girl.
As a prop
script girl.
There you go.
So we're hoping to fill some more time with some little projects. I hope you look at some of his Instagrams because some of them were my idea.
Yes, and I've also become a huge hit on an app called Cameo, I have to say. I've been given plenty of work from doing personal greetings, mostly for Mother's Day, but all sorts of occasions. So I am a Cameo god or goddess, depending on how you feel about me.
Each one is this little miracle. He puts so much work into them.
I said an actor will perform no matter what the circumstances.
But each one is like a different set and a different feel and different costume, and everybody else just like blah, blah, blah in their office in front of the computer. But each one of these is a little work of art.
Oh, it is all about the production value. It absolutely is. Because anyone can slap something together on a video and throw it up. But, if you do things like print fancy banners.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Or have
fancy
official Star Trek autographs behind you.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, we are Hugh. Do we have our next caller? And let me also ask right now, while you're doing that, speaking of Mother's Day, I believe we will have a question coming in from GaaaysInSpaaace official mom, if you can search for her.
I've got her. I'm ready to bring her in.
All right. Here we go.
I think I got it.
Hey.
Hello. Hi, Bob. Thank you so much for doing this, and I really appreciate all you do for GaaaysInSpaaace. It's just wonderful. Coming to you from Philadelphia, we're also very proud of you from your hometown. So it's always nice to see what you do. I do have a question, even though we've been talking about current events. I mean, one of the things I saw was in your bio that you do work with the Planetary Society, and I don't know what that is. And a lot of us are very interested in the various space issues. So could you tell a little bit about what that is and what you do?
I would be delighted. First of all, if you remember nothing else from what I'm about to say, just go to www.planetary.org, and the website will tell the tale. The Planetary Society was co-founded by Carl Sagan in 1980 with two of his colleagues who worked at Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California. And Carl felt that the the engagement and interest of the average American citizen was waning after the, after the decade of the 60s, when we had the tremendous challenge by President Kennedy. We made it to the moon. But over the course of the 70s, particularly the late 70s, the interest was waning. So he developed this nonprofit to basically engage the public, to get their interest in what we were doing in space, and to empower them to feel like they were part of it, what we did next, so that they had a voice in it. We are presently led, now 40 years later, it's our 40th anniversary, 2020. Our present leader is Bill Nye the Science Guy. Past president of the society has been Neil deGrasse Tyson. I worked for years on the advisory council. I got the first public service announcement ever shot on a Star Trek set back in the late 90s for a project that the Planetary Society was co-sponsoring to engage and interest young people in astronomy. So it's been something I've been involved in for about 20 years now, but now I'm on the executive board and I get to sit around a table with some of the coolest and smartest people I know, and I understand about, maybe 40% of what they're saying. But my mission in the group is to engage the science fiction fan community and tell them, if you are a sci-fi fan, you're really a science fan. You may not know that, and you should find out what we are actually doing in space and what missions are in progress, what missions are proposed, and you can have a voice in supporting increased funding for NASA, especially now that everything is challenged by COVID-19. Everything, the world is changing. We still have to let our representatives in Washington know that that even though it's a very difficult time, we still have priorities, overarching priorities that we have to keep in mind. We have to stay on course for missions like Mars 2020 and Mars sample return, because if we miss the window of opportunity, if we push that off, then the mission either never happens or we do not have the existing infrastructure in orbit around Mars to complete the mission. In other words, we cannot postpone everything because of this virus. There are certain things, and thankfully in July the Mars 2020 mission will still launch as of now in July 17th, give or take 3 days. I'm sorry if I'm off on the day. So long story short, check with at the Planetary Society website. You can become informed. I hope you'll choose to be a member, and you can have a voice in the future of space exploration.
Actually, Dan, I'm going to jump in on this one, if you don't mind.
You would, and I love it. Take it away, my love. Take it away.
Besides, anyone that is listening does not know, that was my mom that is asking that question. She was not an official plant. She's just being a mom that wants to come and support my project. So thanks, Mom. But I really can't agree more with what Bob has said. And, I think it's so important. And it's part of the reason why I really like this community, because, of course, we have to tackle the challenges of the today, and the present isn't very important, but we can't lose our perspective on the larger picture of science, exploration, social justice, and trying to build a better, more inclusive future. And we'll actually get to later on in this webcast some of the actual science that GaaaysInSpaaace is doing, and GaaaysInSpaaace is contributing to in this crisis in a very, Star Trek Roddenberry-esque way. So thanks for that question, Mom.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Now, Hugh, while you queue up the next question, actually, Rich, I think this is the perfect time to tell everyone about a new charity that we're working with. It's called the Folding at Home Project. And this is a project where you don't have to donate money in order to help and make a difference. What this project does is you donate time on your computer, your personal computer, to process these very complicated models in search for cures for things like COVID-19, for cancer, all sorts of medical research is done using this software that people, if you're sitting at home and your computer is not doing anything, it can be helping to cure a disease by becoming a part of this organization here. This is something that Rich found for us, and he said, Dan, I think this is worth doing. I said, great, let's do it. Put together a team. If anyone would like to join us, you can join the GaaaysInSpaaace Folding at Home project team. Since we started this just a couple of weeks ago, GaaaysInSpaaace is already in the 98th percentile?
98th percentile of teams globally participating in this project. So we're on the rankings now, and yeah, special thanks to you know, Bill Hartley, Battle Llama, Urban Zamboni. There's a lot of wacky names on the team list here, but yeah, thanks to you guys, we've made a serious contribution to science and search for a cure for COVID-19. So that's just one of the things that's going on in GaaaysInSpaaace right now.
Excellent. Thank you, Rich.
Yeah, we will send after this, for anyone that's listening and wants to participate, we will send out a link afterwards, so you can learn more information if you want to join us.
That's fantastic.
Excellent. Okay, we are Hugh. Who is next?
Dan, actually, I found a special guest for you.
Oh, okay.
Linda, feel free to unmute yourself and start your video.
Oh, here we go. I see it. Okay. Hi, Dan.
Hey, Linda. We went to high school together, everyone, and have only seen each other like since. It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I just wanted to say hi and say I think this was an amazing idea. I'm really glad GaaaysInSpaaace is, you know, came up with this. I wanted to say hi to Bob. I didn't get a chance to say hi to KATE Mulgrew. I'm disappointed about that, but hopefully there'll be more of these. But yeah, Dan and I went to high school together. We actually became better friends though, way after, because thanks to social media and Facebook, we actually found out we had a lot of things in common that we never knew.
We sometimes did not know that the other was a huge Star Trek fan. I think I was in the closet about that longer than being gay.
I think, yeah, I mean, it was an interesting high school that we went to. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys for doing this. I think this is an amazing idea. I know, I bet you there's so many people right now who are just so glad to have a chance to reach out and be part of the community again. I feel blessed to be an ally. I feel blessed to be part of this group. I came to one of the earlier ones a long time ago. I haven't had the chance to be back, but it's good to see you. And Robert, you are amazing. You were always one of my favorite actors in the series. I absolutely adore every scene with you. In this COVID-19 world where our lives are just completely insane. You know, Dan's doing Zoom with the Star Trek guest. I teach 4th and 5th grade special education from home now. I'm teaching from a computer screen. So it's a very weird world, and I think we're very fortunate to have each other and to have the chance to talk to each other.
Well, nice to see you again. I remember meeting you.
Awesome. This is, you know, what is one of the best things about GaaaysInSpaaace. Now, one of the interesting things about what's happening now with COVID-19 is obviously that we have had to accelerate our plan to really branch out into the virtual world. This was always something we wanted to do, but we saw it as a much down the road type of thing. We've always focused on our in real life events. But thanks to this, now people from Dublin, from Tokyo, from all over the world are able to participate in what we do here, are able to, you know, talk to Bob and talk to Kate. And it's, you know, it's finding, I think it was, I think maybe it was Vita who said it, it's finding the good in this really crappy situation that we have to do. And because of it, now the Gays in Space community is growing even bigger, and we're going global, which is fantastic. So yeah, I think that's what we have to do. We have to keep making good from the bad, because there will always be bad. So, but Linda, thank you so much. It's great to see you.
Phoebe, say bye.
Bye.
Excellent.
Hey, Dan, I have another commitment at 6 o'clock on the hour, 6 o'clock here, 9 o'clock for you. So let me know. Let me know if I have a final question.
Yes, actually, it's very quick. We have Rich, get ready with that video.
Yeah.
A live video performance from one of our own Gays in Space team members, and they would be very upset if you didn't get to see this.
All right.
So we're gonna play this, and then we'll come back, say a quick goodbye, and again, thank you so much for being with us, man. You mean like, we love you. We love you.
Thank you.
Okay, Rick, hit it.
Good evening, Gays in Space. This is your friend Kira coming to you live from Brooklyn, New York. Live. Dan asked me to put together something for tonight's event, so I very happily put together some alternative lyrics to a song you may all know. If you don't know this song, you and I are going to have a little chit-chat about your Disney education, but that is besides the point. The point is right now is that I hope you're all doing well and staying safe and staying healthy, doing your responsibility and social distancing and self-isolating. Believe me, I know we're all going a little stir-crazy, hunkering down in our respective corners. So I hope this, this little parody brings a smile to your face. So without further ado. Gosh, it disturbs me to see you, Star Trek, looking so down in the dumps. Everyone here'd love to be you, Star Trek, even critics and haters and grumps. There's no show in town as admired as you. You're everyone's favorite sci-fi. Everyone's awed and inspired by you, and it's not very hard to see why. No show smart like Star Trek has got heart like Star Trek. No show's commentary is fine art like Star Trek, for there's no show in town half as nerdy. Perfect, a pure geeky squad. You can ask any Warsgate or Orville, and they'll tell you whose show they prefer to be on. No show's got grace like Star Trek or fast pace like Star Trek. No show spans 54 years of space like Star Trek. As Vulcans say, yes, it is fascinating. My, what a show, that's Star Trek. Give 5, hurrah! Give 12, hip hips! Star Trek is the best and the rest is all drips. No show flies like Star Trek, has warp drive like Star Trek, has plenty of red shirts to dye like Star Trek, for there's no show with novels and movies. As you see, it's got comics to spare, not a bit of it scraggly or floozy. Though early special effects are sometimes hard to bear, no one wits like Star Trek, has rank pips like Star Trek, has dozens of classes of ships like Star Trek. It's especially good at the technobabble. 10 points for Star Trek. When Trek was brand new, it had 3 seasons max, but 1 series it was enough. For now it has grown at least 8 series wide, and watching each one is a must. No show's hot like Star Trek, has subplots like Star Trek, inspires real-life astronauts like Star Trek. We use Star Trek in all of our decorating. My, what a show! Star Trek.
That was great.
That was so good. That was so awesome. I love Disney, and that was hilarious.
What a great voice she has too.
Kira has now joined us.
Hi.
Our last question for Bob.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't come prepared with a question.
You don't have to ask me a question. That was a terrific job. You have a great voice, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Did you write the lyrics yourself?
I did, yeah.
Incredibly clever. That's one of my favorite things to do. I think it's called filking or whatever, where you steal a melody and write the lyrics again. I've been doing that since I was in junior high school.
I've got about 3 other Star Trek parodies in my back pocket right now. So
that one is so good. You should submit that to. I think you should give that to Max Grodenchik, and they should, somebody could perform that in.
The Rat Pack.
That's a great idea, Bob.
Because it's the Rat Pack, because it's really, really funny. Although
thank you.
It takes nobody really sings that well in that group except for Casey. Don't say I said that. Anyway, great job. Really great.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, I know we had planned to have you guys visit the New York Aquarium later this year, but that's kind of moot point right now. We're closed to the public, but if you guys are ever in the area, I can get you back behind the scenes.
Thank you. Well, we saved your card, so don't forget. Don't worry about that. When the time is right and we're all allowed out of our homes, we'll do it.
Yeah. Well, we're still essential, so I'm going into work every day to take care of our animals. So.
Yeah, you have to take care of them. Absolutely. Essential. Good for you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I know the sharks miss everyone just as much as I miss everyone. So, but it's really nice to see both of you, Bob and Elizabeth.
Thank you. Do you sing to the sharks or not?
Always. I sing to them all the time.
Well, then I envy them. All right.
Whether or not they care is a different story, but thank you so much. It was great to see you guys again.
Great.
Thank you.
I'm really glad I saw that. And Dan, thank you so much. We're going to take our leave, but carry on, and we will remain huge supporters of your organization. All right.
Thank you so much, Bob.
Both of you.
Thank you.
Love you so much. We miss you, and fingers crossed that Vegas happens and we can celebrate together on the yearly schedule again, because that would be amazing.
All right.
Bye, Bob. Bye, Elizabeth.
Bye. Thanks again.
I'll see you. Thanks a lot
Bye,
for
Bob.
everything and for the support.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
So now what we are going to do, if everyone is nervous that, I guess it's over because the 2 headliners left. It's not. It's not. We got stuff planned, so don't go anywhere. What we are going to do now is we are going to, Kira, can you hang with us for a bit? All right, excellent. And we still have Vita here with us, yes?
We do, hi.
Excellent. Yeah. Let's turn Vita's camera on.
Yeah, let me bring her back in.
Yeah, we don't want to waste those eyelashes. We have to see it.
1 second, Vita, give me a second.
Bunch. We don't want to hide her.
Amy, I'll find out the exact style.
You are the best. They are very big for my personal taste, and they look like they're heavy to lift off your eyes.
They're so comfy, honestly, these ones. They're light as a feather.
So now let me, this is a great time. Here are a couple of things that we were going to tell everyone at the beginning of the call, but it turned out that Kate had to leave kind of so quickly that I said, I'm gonna zip the lip and try and get as many questions in from you guys as possible. So want to let you guys know, every person who bought a ticket to be here with us tonight has been entered into a random lottery drawing to win a GaaaysInSpaaace swag bag, which contains all sorts of GaaaysInSpaaace merch, goodies, t-shirts, rainbow tribbles, some magnets, all sorts of like cool stuff. We're going to choose 3 winners completely at random at the end of the call, and we will mail those to you. Oh, also, I can't believe we have space-inspired, GaaaysInSpaaace-inspired protective surgical face masks that were made by hand by Sarah Hart, by the mom of GaaaysInSpaaace.
Yes, thanks, Mom.
Yes, thank you. So that's going to be a part of the swag bag as well.
I also wanted to say we have some books we can put in the swag bag.
Ooh.
Kate's books that we have available to whoever's going to win, and she can personalize them at a future event for you.
I'm just letting you know that 1 or 2 of those books may not make it into the swag bag. Just fair warning.
I understand.
That's not true, everyone. We're giving them all away because Amy is going to get her to do one just for us, right?
Yes. I will have her do one just for you.